Liverpool today is known around the world for its maritime heritage, cultural influence, music, and football. Yet the city's global identity was not formed gradually over many centuries. Instead, Liverpool's rise was rapid, dramatic, and concentrated within a single transformative era. Among all periods in its history, the 19th century stands out as the time when Liverpool experienced its greatest development, economically, urbanly, socially, and globally. Before the 1800s, Liverpool was a relatively small town compared to other English cities such as London, Bristol, or Manchester. Although it possessed a natural harbor along the River Mersey, its population and influence remained limited for much of its early history. In the 17th and 18th centuries, Liverpool began to grow as a port, particularly through Atlantic trade. However, the city lacked major infrastructure, and its urban landscape was still undeveloped. Streets were irregular, sanitation was poor, and housing was basic. Liverpool had potential, but it had not yet realized it. This would change dramatically with the arrival of the industrial age. Liverpool's greatest advantage was geography. Located on the west coast of England, facing the Atlantic Ocean, the city became Britain's main gateway to the world. During the late 18th and early 19th centuries, the Industrial Revolution transformed the British economy, and Liverpool became one of its key engines. Factories in nearby Manchester and Lancashire produced textiles at unprecedented scales. These goods needed a port, and Liverpool became their primary outlet. To global markets, raw materials such as cotton arrived from overseas, while finished products were exported worldwide. This relationship between Manchester and Liverpool would define the city's destiny. The 19th century witnessed massive investment in Liverpool's docks. Unlike most ports that relied on natural riverbanks, Liverpool pioneered the construction of enclosed dock system. This innovation allowed ships to load and unload cargo, regardless of tides. Throughout the century, new docks were built continuously along the Mersey. Warehouses expanded across the waterfront shipbuilding, and repair industries flourished. By the mid-1800s, Liverpool possessed the most advanced dock system in the world. The waterfront became a symbol of industrial power and global trade. As trade and industry boomed, people poured into Liverpool. Workers arrived from across England, Ireland, and later from Europe. The city's population exploded during the 19th century, transforming Liverpool into a dense and vibrant urban center. Entire neighborhoods were built to house dock workers, sailors, merchants, and industrial laborers. However, rapid growth came at a cost. Housing was often overcrowded, sanitation was poor, and disease spread quickly. Despite these challenges, the city continued to expand outward, reshaping its urban form. One of the most defining features of 19th century Liverpool was Irish migration. During the Great Irish Famine of the 1840s, hundreds of thousands of Irish people passed through or settled in Liverpool. This migration reshaped the city's identity. Liverpool became one of the most Irish cities outside Ireland. New communities, churches, and social institutions emerged. The city's culture, accent, and politics were permanently influenced. Liverpool became not just an English city, but a truly multicultural port metropolis. The 19th century also marked a transportation revolution. In 1830, the world's first intercity passenger railway opened between Liverpool and Manchester. This single development transformed logistics, mobility, and commerce. Railways connected Liverpool to industrial towns across England, coalfields, and factories, national and international markets. The railway reinforced Liverpool's role as the beating heart of Britain's trade network. As wealth flowed into the city, Liverpool invested heavily in monumental architecture. The 19th century saw the construction of grand civic buildings that reflected confidence and ambition. These included St. George's Hall town halls and courts, museums, and libraries. Architecture became a statement of Liverpool's global importance. The city was no longer just a port. It was a symbol of imperial strength. Despite immense wealth, Liverpool faced deep inequality. Dock labor was unstable, dangerous, and poorly paid. Many families lived in slums near the docks, suffering from disease and poverty. These conditions gave rise to labor movements, political activism, calls for social reform. Liverpool became known as a city of strong working-class identity and resilience. By the late 19th century, Liverpool was inseparable from the British Empire. Ships from Africa, the Americas, Asia, and Australia passed through its docks daily. The city handled raw materials, manufactured goods. Millions of migrants traveling to the New World. Liverpool became one of the busiest ports on Earth, earning the title of Second City of the Empire, after London. The wealth of the 19th century also fueled cultural development. Universities, schools, newspapers, and cultural institutions expanded rapidly. Music halls, theaters, and public spaces flourished. Civic pride grew alongside a distinct local identity. Proud, outspoken, and independent, this cultural foundation would later give birth to Liverpool's global influence in music and sports during the 20th century. By 1900, Liverpool had been completely transformed. It was no longer a small coastal town but a global city, deeply connected to international trade and migration. Its docks stretched for miles, its population numbered in the hundreds of thousands, and its influence reached across continents. The foundations laid during the 19th century would define Liverpool's future, both its triumphs and its challenges. Throughout the 19th century, Liverpool's waterfront was the true engine driving the city's rise. Miles of docks stretched along the River Mersey, forming a continuous industrial landscape unlike anything else in the world. Each dock specialized in different types of cargo: cotton, grain, timber, coal, and manufactured goods, creating an efficient and highly organized system of global trade. The docks operated day and night. Cranes lifted cargo, warehouses stored goods from every continent, and ships arrived and departed constantly. This relentless activity generated enormous wealth and employment, making the waterfront the beating heart of Liverpool's economy. The scale of maritime activity placed Liverpool at the center of global commerce during the height of the British Empire. The 19th century was also an era of rapid technological innovation, and Liverpool stood at the forefront of this change. Sailing ships gradually gave way to steam-powered vessels, increasing speed, reliability, and cargo capacity. Liverpool adapted quickly, upgrading docks and shipyards to handle larger and more advanced ships. Steam power transformed not only maritime trade, but also industry and transport within the city. Dock, machinery, rail systems, and warehouses became increasingly mechanized. Liverpool's ability to embrace new technologies ensured that it remained competitive against rival ports across Europe. One of Liverpool's most profound 19th century roles was as a gateway for human movement. Millions of people passed through the city while emigrating to North America, Australia, and other parts of the world. For many, Liverpool was the final stop before crossing the Atlantic. The city became filled with boarding houses, shipping offices, and medical inspection centers. Entire industries developed around migration and travel. This constant flow of people gave Liverpool a uniquely international character, shaping its worldview and cultural diversity. Rapid growth brought serious challenges. Overcrowding, pollution, and disease plagued 19th century Liverpool, particularly in working-class districts near the docks. Cholera outbreaks and high mortality rates forced city leaders to confront public health issues. In response, Liverpool became one of the first British cities to introduce modern public health reforms. Sewer systems were improved, housing regulations were introduced, and sanitation standards gradually rose. These reforms marked an important step toward a healthier and more sustainable city. Economic power in the 19th century fueled investment in education and knowledge. Liverpool expanded its schools, libraries, and scientific institutions. Higher education grew in importance, laying the foundations for the University of Liverpool. Scientific research, particularly in medicine and engineering, became closely linked to the city's industrial and maritime needs. Education helped create a skilled workforce capable of sustaining Liverpool's complex economy. The massive influx of people into Liverpool created a diverse religious and social landscape. Churches, chapels, and religious institutions multiplied throughout the 19th century, serving communities from different backgrounds. Religion played a central role in education, charity, and social support. Alongside religious institutions, mutual aid societies and community organizations emerged, helping workers and migrants survive in an often harsh urban environment. Rapid urbanization also brought crime and disorder. Liverpool's dense dock areas were known for poverty, alcohol abuse, and crime. In response, modern policing systems were developed to maintain order in the expanding city. The struggle between law, poverty, and survival became part of Liverpool's urban reality, further shaping its reputation as a tough but resilient city. By the late 1800s, Liverpool was internationally recognized as one of the world's greatest port cities. Its name was known across continents, appearing on shipping routes, trade documents, and passenger tickets. The city symbolized opportunity, movement, and industrial power. To many migrants, Liverpool represented hope. To traders and industrialists, it represented efficiency and profit. Few cities had such a powerful global image.